Oh.
Greetings, Pavilions. I am E equals MC squared, and this is Star Wars 3.14, and we will be informing you citizens about the super awesomely cool rad dope Pville stock market system and how it works.
Yeah! Just like there are stocks in real life, stocks can fluctuate depending on class performance.
And as you can see from this graph, this stock has completely crashed.
Gasp! Your stock can crash by behaving similar to this class.
Okay, class, we're gonna start class. All settle down. Put away your phone. Okay.
After scrutinizing over this video, it is obvious that this class's stock will plummet.
And as you can see on this graph, this period stock is diving.
Your stock can skyrocket by behaving similar to the following video. Okay, class, put away your cell phones, please. It's now SSR. Take something out to do like reading a book or doing your homework, anything. Observe how this class is participating well and on our best behavior. Of course, you need at least one stockbroker in your class in order to invest in another person's stock.
For those who don't know much about stocks, you can invest in another period stock and make loads of Pville points with these easy steps. Step 1. Know the general amount of how much Pville points you would like to invest in another period.
Step 2. Choose a period you're investing in. Tip, buy low and sell high. 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 For example, if your stock is at 10, it is not advisable to invest in a higher stock.
Step 3. Consult your stockbroker and tell them how much Pville points you want to invest in another period.
Last step. Stay attentive to the stock you invested in as it rises and falls so you have some knowledge into when you should pull your Pville points out.
First, you have to understand how these transitions work. Explaining the stock market is pretty tricky, so in order to help you comprehend the process, here are some examples for you. For example, you are in period 6, and your stock value is at 1, and you want to invest 10 points into period 4, whose stock value is at 0.5. Your 10 points is now worth 20 points in period 4. You wait 2 weeks, and now period 4's stock is at 2.
Your 20 points is now doubled, and you now have 40 Pville points in period 4.
Still confused? Then follow this easy way of how to invest. First, set it up like a simple cross-multiplying math equation. The number that goes in the blue box is the amount of points you would like to invest. Next, the amount of points that the other period is worth goes in the red box. In this case, their period is worth 0.5. Next, the amount of points your period is worth goes in the green box. In this case, it is worth just 2. Just put a random variable, such as x, in the yellow box. Now, just as you do in math class, solve by cross-multiplying. X should equal 40, which is how many points you have made in period 4. Please note that these points are only worth 40 in period 4. To find out how many points you have in your period, you would have to make a conversion. Making a conversion from the invested period back to your own period is solved by using cross-multiplying yet again. However, this time around, the amount of earned points goes in the blue box. The amount of points your period is worth goes in the red box. The amount of points their period is worth goes in the green box. And the variable x goes into the yellow box, once again, solved by cross-multiplying.
Now that you have an understanding of how to make conversions with investments with a fun activity called math, we are going to explain how to achieve your desires to become a totally rad stockbroker like us.
Mr. P will announce when the stockbroker test will take place. Usually, it takes place in his room during lunch. A few previous stockbrokers will be there to hand you a written test. Mr. P will explain more when the time comes.
Oh, and stockbrokers need to make sure they get in contact with other period stockbrokers. They need to make sure that other period stockbroker is informed of the points being invested in their period.
If that period has no stockbroker, then no points can be transacted in or out of that period.
And finally, the question most students ask:
why bother becoming a stockbroker or invest in the stock market in the first place?
Well, for one thing, look at us, we're stockbrokers.
And besides the fact that you become amazingly popular,
I have 12 friends on Facebook.
You get the benefit of becoming one of the few people who become in the know when it comes to the status of each stock.
Also, your whole class can only invest in the stock market if they go through you first. This way you can charge a fee or demand to take a small amount of points out of your fellow classmates' profit.
So why invest in the first place? Well, if you don't have a job that earns you much P-ville points, the stock market is your best and easy way of acquiring those extra points to boost your P-ville points grade when the time comes.
So, good luck!
And invest!